everything can go wrong. I mean, it's a stressful situation in general. You have your loan, you have your inspection. I mean, these are all things that can go wrong. You do your inspection, you think everything's okay as a buyer, and then, it's not okay. So then you've got to make a decision. You have to ask the seller to fix something. They may or may not say yes. You have to decide if you want to continue with the transaction. You're going to have an appraisal, so most likely, and so that's a contingency. So if the appraisal doesn't come in, then you have to decide as a buyer, do you want to complete the transaction or not? Recently, I had an escrow close last week that did not appraise, and it's the first one I've had in many, many years that didn't appraise. Now, my buyer luckily said, I'm still going to buy the property even if I have to put extra cash in to close the transaction. But even more luckily, the seller said, I'll drop the price to the appraisal, which is what the seller did, and we closed the transaction. So that's something that can go wrong, especially in a market like we have now, where they're declining values, and appraisers are very nervous when they come out to appraise something because A, there are not very many comparables, and B, they know the market has been on the decline, and so they want to make sure that they value it properly. You have your loan. You may not get your loan, and in the past, it's cyclical. Everything in real estate is cyclical. So as far as getting loans for the past, I don't know, decade or so, up until pretty recently, it's been pretty easy to get a loan. But lately, the lenders are tightening it up because of all the foreclosures and short sales and all the problems out there that borrowers are having. They're making stricter guidelines. And so there are people that are promised loans in this climate today, and all of a sudden the lender says, no, we changed our mind. We don't really think we can give you a loan after all. So that's something that can go wrong. And by the time you get through the escrow and you have all these things, these contingencies and all these things that have to be accomplished, everyone's invested a lot in the property. And it's heartbreaking if you get 3/4 of the way through and then all of a sudden it unravels and you're back to square one again.